Hey guys, today we're talking about the metric system. Here's our learning objective. I can make centimeter to meter conversions or changes. I can measure to the nearest half centimeter. By the way, check out this awesome squirrel ruler I found online. It's so cool. If you find one for me, let me know. Might have to get that one. All right, so in the real world, it's kind of funny. In the US, the United States, we use a lot of what we call the customary units. So that means we measure in inches, feet, etc. In the metric system, though, which a lot of the world uses, they measure in centimeters, they measure in meters, they measure in kilometers. I should add yards over here too. Okay? So I have an example of a ruler down below so you can see what I mean. The top side is inches and then the bottom side is centimeters. So that's at least kind of nice that we've, at least in this world, figured it out that we can use both sides of a ruler to measure, but it makes measuring a little bit difficult when you're going between US and metric. So today we're just going to focus on the metric system, and you're going to notice something pretty cool about the relationship between centimeters and meters, and also decimeters, which we're going to talk about today too. Check out our centimeter ruler here. So this is like if I were to take the bottom part of our ruler here and hold it up close. Some rulers, like the ones we use in class, sometimes just have centimeters on them. So the numbers 1, 2, 3, those are the centimeter marks. So let me erase that for you. So from here to here is 1 centimeter. And then the little marks in between, each of these is divided, these little centimeters are divided into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the little small marks stand for millimeters. If I were to hold up a meter stick, you would see that it has 100 centimeters in it. And so I have a bridge map on here. So a meter stick is, let me back up, a meter stick is just like a really, really long centimeter ruler. And this is a bridge map down below, and it shows the relationship between numbers. All right, so the top means is equal to the bottom. So 1 meter stick would be equal to 10 decimeters. Just like 1 meter would be equal to 100 centimeters. So in this 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. Just like 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. So 1,000 millimeters on that meter stick. We've been talking about the whole in class as far as decimals. So if you think of this like a base 10 block, like our giant cube we've been using, if you think of this as being the whole, get ready to have your mind blown. The metric system, or decimeters, centimeters, millimeters, meters, are just like our base 10 block system. 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. So you can have tenths for decimeters, hundredths, let me rewrite that, hundredths for centimeters, and thousandths for millimeter. Because you just heard me say there's 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter, 100 centimeters in 1 meter, and 10 decimeters in 1 meter. All right? No way. So cool. So we can use these bridge maps in our conversions to help us figure out how many decimeters and meters and some other cool things. I'm just going to make some mental notes up here to help me. Okay, so if we have 1 meter, and that's equal to 10 decimeters, just like down below here, we want to find out how many decimeters are in 5 meters. Take a look at my bridge map here. I have written down that we know for sure that there are 10 decimeters in 1 meter, So we're just going to go across the bridge map, keep the meters on the top and the decimeters on the bottom. We're going to write the 5 meters, and all it is it's just a multiplication problem. You're going between meters to decimeters. So 1 meter times 5 meters is 5 meters, and then 10 decimeters times 5 is 50 decimeters. Let's try another one. How many centimeters are there in 3 meters? So we have our conversion over here using our bridge map to help us. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. So I'm going to put that over to the left side because we're going between centimeters and meters. Oops, wow, my computer is feeling funny today. Sorry about that. So centimeters, meters. Meters on the top, centimeters on the bottom. You could do it either way. What would we multiply by this time? If you said times 3, we'd be correct. We're going to put the 3 meters on the top on the other side of our bridge map, and then on the bottom we're going to write 300 centimeters because 100 times 3 is 300 centimeters. So there are 300 centimeters in 3 meters. Here's another problem. This one's a little trickier. How many centimeters are there in 8 decimeters? So we're going from centimeters to decimeters, which, looking at our chart, we can't do right away. Well, we don't have it down here at least. We can still do it. We do know that in 1 decimeter, it takes 10 centimeters to make up that 1 decimeter. If you think about it, you need 10 hundredths to make up 1/10. Okay? So we need 10 centimeters to make up 1 decimeter because that decimeter is in the 10th place. So now, to get 8 decimeters, all we have to do is just multiply by 8, the top and bottom. So there would be 80 centimeters in 8 decimeters. One other thing today. Let's practice converting between centimeters and meters. I'm going to go ahead and take my ruler and measure to the nearest centimeter on this line. So lining it up as best as I can, it falls before 8.5, so it's going to be closer to 8. So I'm going to say that that line segment is about 8 centimeters. Now, since there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter, I can write my centimeters as a fraction of a meter and turn it into a decimal as well too. 8 centimeters out of or over 100 centimeters, if I were to punch that into my calculator, I'd get the same decimal as if I just read this right now. My answer would be 8 hundredths of a meter. So 8 centimeters is equal to 8 hundredths of a meter. Let's go ahead and try another one. Grab my ruler, make some marks here, line it up as best as I can. I ran out of ruler room, so I'm going to have to make a little mark. That's 10 centimeters, always making sure I'm measuring on the right side. Line it back up. 10 plus 1 is going to be 11. So I'm going to say it's about 11 centimeters. And we just talked about how there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So on the bottom of my fraction, I'm going to write 100, and on the top, put 11 because we just measured that. So if I were to write that as a decimal, it would be 11 hundredths of a meter. We're not going to convert the next one, but just to make sure that you know how to measure to half centimeters, line up my ruler, move my thing down here, and this one looks to be pretty close to about 9.5 centimeters.